Hello. It is like it's 104 days of summer vacation. Oh, I love my stuff. I'm doing good. Hey guys. Oh my god. So, you guys. I went and saw the Michael movie last night. Oh my god, I love it, okay? Off the wall. Okay, so I just want to say something, right? And this is to like influencers in general. I don't know why influencers feel entitled because they're influencers to get free stuff, right? And I'm not saying I got anything free. I just want to say that I appreciate people for being nice, because when I'm somewhere, someone's like, oh, you know, they do nice things for me. Like, we went somewhere and they gave me like a free little coupon to come back and get some for free, you know. Well, no, I don't. I have never went anywhere and said I'm an influencer, give me something. And you could ask anybody that. Because when I went to get this shirt, because I said I need to get me a shirt to go see the Michael Jackson movie, I need to dress appropriately, right? We went to Spencer's and someone there recognized me because he was like, oh, there was a white shirt I was thinking on getting. It was bad. Michael Jackson's bad, but it stains easily. So I was like, let me not get that because then I'll stain it easily. I don't really like white shirts to begin with. And so he was like, hey, look, I have this new shirt and would you like to see it? I did. He gave it to me. He pulled it out of his truck. Very kind, very nice. Asked for a photo, said he knew me from TikTok. I appreciate that. Like, and I should come on here and say thank you. You know, and I do appreciate that because I'm not one of those influencers that walks around and says, hey, give me something. When you're kind and you just go somewhere, like I go, like, and it wasn't free. He didn't give it to me. Like, I paid for it, right? But what I mean is like nice things like that. Cause I didn't see the shirt and he was like, here. And, you know, he brought out the shirt for me to look at. Some of these influencers, and I've been seeing a lot online, some like recently, think that they can go in there and they'll go in there with the intent of making content to eat food at restaurants and then say, well, if you don't give me this food for free, I'm going to write a nasty review on Yelp. That's not how it works, especially when influencers go somewhere and it'd be like, hey, so I have 1 million followers and I was wondering if you could give me some free. And I've seen people literally make, when I did the video about the Glam Light pellet, the Bratz pellet, I was just joking. People took that seriously, like, you're not really joking, you're begging for product. When literally all these content creators make videos begging for stuff, being like, oh, I'll make content for you if you send me the new free iPhone. Like, and I don't get why people don't say anything to them. I've been seeing videos recently where people have been like, you know, hey, I have 1 million followers. Or someone said, well, I didn't get a Samsung Flip in their ad. They said, Samsung didn't send me a phone, but maybe next time they might send me the new phone. Like, no, that's not how it works. I don't care. Like, you shouldn't have said that in the ad. Like, and for Samsung to be allowing that video to be put up and it's an ad of theirs, I would like be embarrassed. I would have been like, that's bad business, because it wasn't a good ad because you're literally begging for a phone for free. Just because you make content does not mean you get everything for free. Nothing is for free. Nothing is handed to you. When I get it approved for free samples, I'm gracious, because to me, it's like, oh my God, I got this free sample. They were nice enough to send it to me. I don't think I'm entitled when I go places, when I go to eat. Like, the one time I went to eat at like breakfast, and the manager recognized me from TikTok and was like, hey, the manager paid for your meal. And I was like, wow, thank you. I didn't go in there expecting anybody to pay for anything. I was going to pay for myself. When I went to the mall and someone bought me a makeup item because they were like, hey, you know, they asked for a phone. They said, hey, let me buy this for you. And they said they bought this, like, or they said, I bought this for you. And it was like a glitter, like, makeup roll-on thing. And someone else bought me something else too, which, you know, I do use this stuff when appropriate, because I don't want to be all glittered up. I'm not lying. This stuff just happens. And trust me, I had someone there when that happened. I have witnesses to these things. But it's just like, and then when I thought about people doing stuff like that, especially when someone's like, here, free drink, you don't gotta pay for it. And it's not all the time. But when I think about stuff like that, I think about, wow, look at all these other influencers that walk in thinking they're entitled. Look at me. The difference between me and them is, like, if they just walked in there not thinking that they're above everyone and they deserve everything for free because they have 1 million followers, the things they would just get here and there, they would get stuff like that if they didn't act like they use their pretty privilege to be like, well, I'm pretty, you know. And I know that happens a lot, like that one at Coachella where they were using being pretty to get into the artist pass, or whatever it is, the artist whatever. Like, it's so crazy to me because it happens a lot. They think they deserve to get up to the front because they use their pretty privilege and it works, and, you know, blah 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 blah. But it's crazy to me because it's like, okay. And then they walk around life, because that happens to them, thinking that, oh, if I just use my looks, I can get whatever I want. Men offer to buy them things all the time. They get whatever they want because of their looks. They use their looks to get whatever they want. And good for you if you can do that in life. You don't have to pay for anything, right? Men probably offer to pay their bills. Like, I got offered my bills paid, but it was, yeah, like, I don't exchange photos. I don't give photos to anybody. So yeah, it was a photo exchange thing. And I'm like, no, I don't take pictures of myself like that. I'm not gonna lure myself just so someone could pay my bills. No, thank you. Like, ew. But I just wanted to say, I'm jealous. Jealous of what? Not having to work hard in life? Imagine having a face card like that and not having to work hard in life. It's not about being jealous. It's about skating through life easy because you have an easy life. No one's life should be that easy. It's not jealousy. It's calling out for what it is. It's not right. Why should you as a consumer have to pay, the price you pay for your tickets to get up front, and they get up front for free? Does that make sense? You paid the price you had to pay for those tickets, and they didn't have to pay your price, and they get up front for free, especially when it is already full. It's over capacity, and you're letting these people get up for free because of their looks. Did you get to use your looks to go up to the front? Did you get to use your looks to get those seats? That's what's frustrating. No one should be able to do that when we as paying customers have to pay, and sometimes have to pay for seats, which I'm not complaining about the seats that I pay for, because that's all I can afford. If I can afford what I can afford, then I'm gonna go. I don't care if I don't get front seats or not. But then they get up for free? That just doesn't make sense to me. It's not a jealousy thing. It's the fact that the way the people use their pretty privilege instead of using it for what's right. You know what I mean? Use your privilege for what's right. Stand up for what's right. It's not right at all. And then it makes these influencers think they're entitled to get everything handed to them. Like, hello. Thank you for the claw. No, he's not. He was innocent until proven guilty. I will fight to the death for anyone who says Michael Jackson is a pedophile. No, he is not. He has never done anything inappropriate with kids. They targeted him because he was weird. He was weird. That's what everyone portrayed him as. Because he wasn't like a normal, regular person like everyone else. Of course, obviously, if you saw the Michael movie, and if you saw Jackson's The American Dream, his father was abusive. They never had a childhood. They didn't get to hang out or play with kids. And they had to work. They had to be there 24/7 working as a family, a musical family. They didn't get any time off. They didn't get to go outside and play like normal kids. He didn't have a life. Obviously, why he wrote the song, Have You Seen My Childhood? Hello? Did you not hear that song? The whole song, even the title of the song, Have You Seen My Childhood, should say it right there. Why do you think Neverland was like an amusement park? Because he didn't have a childhood. He wanted kids who were going through something to experience life, because they weren't going to live a long life. All the kids that went to Neverland were kids that had cancer, were burn victims, were people that were suffering, because he wanted them to enjoy life before they were not here. Why do you think he became friends with Ryan White? Ryan White was the kid who literally was looked at differently because he had AIDS, and back then they thought if you hugged someone with AIDS, you got AIDS. That's why they didn't want him around the kids, because they thought their kids would contract AIDS that way, which was not the case. It was miseducation of what AIDS was. He was not trying to be inappropriate with kids or be friends with kids. He was, when everyone was saying, like, you know, when everyone was against this kid, grown adults, he chose to stand out amongst all those people and be like, hey, this is not okay. I'm behind you. It takes one person to get behind someone to literally push them to do and be, to push themselves to do better. If people are all coming down on you, like, look, I'm probably one of the most hated people on the internet. And when someone comes behind me and says, look, I support you, you know, look, you know, I'm there, it makes a difference in the world. Because someone that feels like the whole world is on them, and they have nobody, and they really have nobody, can push them to harm themselves. And you got to be careful with that. He chose to stand out against the injustices. Obviously, his music was about bringing people together and speaking out about what was wrong in the world. You know, Man in the Mirror, you know, They Don't Care About Us. Obviously, his music, you know, his music was for a generation of people to come together and say, hey, you know, Man in the Mirror, about what was going on in other countries, the starvation and all the imagery of everything, you know, like, it wasn't even just about starvation. If you look at the video of Man in the Mirror, you can obviously tell that. When you look at They Don't Care About Us and you really listen to the lyrics, this man was standing out. And even in the movie, and I already knew this, right? They never showed any black artists whatsoever on MTV. He was the first black artist to break out, push out, and he was the first black artist to ever have a video shown on MTV, which was Billie Jean. Billie Jean changed the way that MTV showed artists, because they refused to show black artists until Michael Jackson pushed the boundary and they showed Billie Jean, that they started showing black artists on MTV. People treat people differently because they're weird. It's not a jealousy thing. I am so tired of people getting away with stuff because they have pretty privilege. By no means necessary am I saying Michael Jackson was ugly, but he felt that way because, you know, he just felt he needed to have surgery to, you know, fix who he was, which technically he didn't really need surgery. But it's those things that, like, when people say, oh, you're jealous, I'm just like, okay, whatever you think. Yeah, but if when it's someone with pretty privilege that does things, that has, like, very, 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 very horrific things in their phone, then you're excusing them versus someone with that's not pretty privileged, and you accuse them of everything under the sun and say that it's true when you're letting other people get away with that. Then you say, oh, you're supporting this person, but what about you? You support people because they're pretty privileged, and then people say, well, not everyone, not y'all. Who's y'all? Well, it's way too many of y'all, because why does James Charles still have a platform with a horrible BBL like walking around here, okay? Like, I get it. People can pay for whatever surgeries they want, but I don't understand why a white boy wants to have a big butt. That just doesn't make sense to me, okay? Like, personally, black women get bullied for having big butts, but here we are trying to look like black women, and then people say, well, that's not the case. Yes, it is, because why do people want big lips and big butts if I'm just saying. Like, why do you want that? After y'all are the ones that bullied black women for having that, and now you want it. I don't know. Thank you for the corgi. How is that body shaming? Thank you for the corgi. You do know that James Charles body shamed someone, right? You do know that he called someone a fatty. You do realize that, right? He literally put, that one where I did it, where it was like, they do their sayings like, come on, Superman, say your stupid line. And he put, block me, fatty. He literally body shamed someone, and we're talking about body shaming. Body shaming is not body shaming someone that got surgery to get their body to look like that. Body shaming is body shaming natural bodies. No one's body shaming, because at the end of the day, it's not healthy for you. How many times do people have to tell you getting BBLs and big lips is not healthy? Because first of all, when you get lip fillers and then something happens and you don't take care of it properly and migrates, it starts migrating and it makes your lip look weird. BBLs are the same thing. When you get BBLs and then you end up having to take those implants out because something happens and it's not healthy. It's not a healthy thing. People can do what they want with their money, and they could do whatever they want. I'm not saying they can't, but it's not healthy and it's not good. And it's the same people, it's white people that literally made fun of black women for having that naturally, that go and get this stuff done. That's like, that's like when, like, and I'm not saying someone would go get a big nose, but when they make fun of someone for having a big nose and then they go get a big nose, like, make that make sense. Am I healthy? I've been going to the gym a lot, so yes, I could say I am. I go practically every day. Smooth operator. So yes, and I don't even eat a lot. I've been watching what I eat, by the way. I have to weigh myself today. Today's my weigh-in to see how much I weighed and how much weight I lost. But yeah, I've been going to the gym every single day. I work my arms because I'm trying to lose my arm weight, which I can see it's kind of like it's getting there, I walk on the treadmill 30 minutes a day, every day. I work out my arms, and then if there's like extra workouts like squats, stuff like that, I do that. But yeah, I've been working out every day, so yeah, I've been healthy. I've been drinking a lot more water. I've been taking my multivitamins, so yeah. No, I'm fixing my piercing. It's fake. I was pushing it because I was like going like that to clip it on, which it's like itchy and it's kind of hurting. No need to ask, he's a smooth operator. Smooth operator. But anyways, I love the movie. 10 out of 10. I would recommend, if you have not seen Michael, I would suggest you go. I took my popcorn bucket. I bought the Michael Jackson metal popcorn bucket too. And I took it and they were like, well, we can't fill it up. But I like put some popcorn in my bucket. And man, I love that. I was just like trying to contain myself because like I wanted to get up and dance because like, man. And then when it went through, okay, well, I'm not even gonna say because I don't want to spoil the movie for anyone. But yeah, that man is a genius. Okay, a legend. And after the movie, I was so sad because I'm like, how is this man not alive? Like, this is the greatest entertainer in the world, you know, with everything, with his charitable works. He didn't give money because he wanted to evade taxes. He gave money because he cared. He cared so much about other people. He said, these are not my fans, these are my family. And the way that he treated people with kindness, even though he was this big superstar, he didn't act like he was above everyone. He didn't act like, oh, I'm better than everyone. Like, if someone asked for an autograph, he would have given it to them. You know, that's the kind of man he would. He probably has given the shirt off of his back. Like, the amount of money he's donated is crazy. Like, this man is something. You know what I mean? A mess? Well, if I'm a mess, then you should leave. Go somewhere. Goodbye. It's not. I'm fixing my nose ring. I am pro Michael Jackson because he's not a predator. Where's the proof? You tell me where the proof is. I have proof that that lady lied on Michael Jackson. You want to know how I know? George Lopez went to Michael Jackson's trial to testify. That lady tried to also sue him. Is it not possible that maybe people could try to sue people for money and lie because they try to get money out of it? Finding Neverland was BS. How are you going to equate finding an Elvis drawing in the trash can that someone drew to Michael Jackson because Elvis married someone who was 14? That is a correlation you cannot make. You can't correlate Elvis marrying or waiting till Priscilla was 14 to marry her to Michael Jackson. That just doesn't make any sense. You're sitting here trying to justify targeting a man because he was weird. Why do you think so? There was this guy that even made a book, which my mom didn't like the book. I don't know why. I don't even know. I think my dad got the book, Wacko Jacko. Why would you even label him that? You don't name call people like that. Like, unprovoked. This man would be alive if they didn't treat him that way. I'm sorry, but the industry killed him. It was a target, and it was orchestrated. It was a murder, and I'm going to call it for what it was. He was calling out the record labels. He was in a legal battle with Sony. Is that not a coincidence? Look at the evidence. He was in a legal battle with Sony. My nose is itchy. And I'm just like putting that on. Anyways, it's so insane. Like, the way people treated him, targeted him. He couldn't even shop as a normal person. Always taking pictures. Always somewhere. Paparazzi everywhere. His sister lied on him. You know, LaToya Jackson. When she said that he did do those things and then retracted her statement because she had a book coming out and her husband forced her to do it, and she said, my husband made me do it, and I had this book coming out, and you turned against your own brother for the media to sell your book and to literally do it because your husband told you so. What kind of a family member turns against their own family member like that at a time when everyone is beating down on him and all he needed was someone to just say, hey, this isn't right, and speak up for him? Like people when they went into the court, like George Lopez, who spoke up and said, this lady also tried to sue me. Like, people literally, you know what I mean? You know, it's just crazy. No one cares until someone is gone, and then everyone, you know, and everyone cared. His fans, they always spoke out against these things. Even Corey Feldman spoke out and said, you know, he didn't do it. Even though they tried to say he did, he didn't. Aaron Carter, before he passed away, said the same thing, that his mom tried to get him to say that he did something to him at a party he was at one night. He said, no, he didn't do that to me. Like, and the CIA at that time, back in the day, in like the 90s, I believe it was always questioning. Especially, why would you take kids and question them without their parents? You're pressuring them to say something. You're coercing them to say something because the parent is not there. You're putting things into their head and scaring them. Like, if you don't say something, you're going to go to prison. Why do you have to have a conversation without the parents there? There is no way they should be having conversations, the CIA, the FBI, about Michael Jackson when the parents aren't around the kids, because that's coercing. You can't say otherwise. They put those words into those kids' mouths to say that, to make Michael Jackson look like what he wasn't, and it finally came out why they were doing that. We all know why. The Epstein files. Everyone tried to say, oh, look, that picture of him in the Epstein files. You know what that picture was. And even his bodyguard stated at the time he was looking to buy houses and property, it had nothing to do with him being buddy-buddy with Epstein. Also, they said it came out he was trying to protect the kids from Epstein's island. That's why he was targeted, because they didn't want this information to get out. Oh, they don't want someone against them. Anytime you're against someone or anytime you speak out, that's what it was. That's exactly what it was. They don't like the fact that someone's on the right side of history. Nobody is going to get charged. Nobody that was in the Epstein files is going to get charged. That is not justice. That is not justice. You have all of these files and no one is getting charged? You mean to tell me you saw pizza, you saw the code word pizza, you saw the code word jerky, you saw these code words of them cannibalism and all this stuff, and these underage kids being just traumatized and growing up and having to live with that trauma, and all of these political people that was there and all of these celebrities that was there that is gonna get away with it because you're not gonna pursue any charges, and you saw all of this in a file and you looked at all of this and you said it was totally okay. This is why people get away with stuff if they're not a person of color. If you are white, you get away with stuff all the time. It's crazy. That dad that did what he did to his daughter for 4 hours might not face any time. Are you kidding me? She is not here because of what her dad did to her. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? I'm sorry. It's just like I'm so frustrated at this stuff. I literally shared something about David and someone was like, well, didn't you have that in your phone? Did the police find any of that in my phone? No. So why are you sitting here telling me stuff when it's not out there? Just because someone says something doesn't make it true. I'm so annoyed by people because it's like, I don't have any charges. No one found anything in my phone. And people want to make we saw this on the live stream. It was recorded on the live. Like, first of all, you say teen, then you say CP, then you say something else, and you always change it, and it's something different every single time. Sorry, my nose is peeling and I can't help it. Anyways, you know what I mean? It's just so stupid. Like, some of you guys really need to get some brains. Use your common sense. Use your common sense. It is not that hard to do. Don't run with scissors when someone tells you to run with scissors. It's so annoying that people sit here and it's like, well, we believe it's true because we don't like you. Well, if you're accusing me of doing that, and I know I haven't done that, then that sounds like projection, and it makes me think that someone needs to look at your phone and look at your files, because I think you've done that. I think you have that in your phone. Because if you're saying that to someone, then that leads me to believe that you're the one that's most likely doing it. And 100 times out of 10, when someone accuses somebody of doing something, then it gets found out that they're the ones that are most likely doing it. Every single time it's on my live stream, someone has to bring that up. I share these things because I have a large platform, and I should share these things, right? It's crazy to me when I share something, it's always like bringing up me. What does that have to do with me? What does David have to do with me? That made no sense whatsoever. That led me to believe that you probably have something in your phone. You just went based off of what people said. I could make fake photos all day long. I could Photoshop all kinds of photos I want and make people look a certain way. It's not that hard to do. Trust me. I could go under fake names, fake aliases, fake anything and do that to someone, but I'm not, because I have better discernment to not treat someone like that or lie on someone like that like other people do all the time. People bypass a lot of the stuff. Since you want to bring up Aunt Karen's lives and the old Aunt Karen's lives, let's really get into it, right? Did she or did she not say she did not believe that Amaya girl, she said that she believed she did try to fake her unalivement and blame me for it, and everyone bypassed that. All of a sudden you want to bypass what everybody else got called out for on her live and attack me for that old live. Everyone wants to keep bringing it up because they're still bringing it up this year. I thought we had moved on, but to me it is so weird that that girl got called out for literally, she said, I don't believe you. You did lie about unaliving yourself, and no one found an issue in that. And they turned around and blamed me and tried to get a smear campaign on me because you lied. Like, bruh. I'm trying not to get stressed out, but sometimes some people, my brain, and I block and delete people. You do not need to be a part of my life. I am going to say it. I don't need people here that's going to be running with scissors because someone says run with scissors. I don't want people in my friend group that's not going to use their discernment to look at receipts, look at everything before they start jumping on someone. If you automatically assume something about someone, then you're an issue and you're the problem. You're the reason why things are the way that they are, because no one really looks at anything. They just start. The only reason why, and I'm so sick and tired of this Phoebes thing, like, oh, you look like Phoebes, or you know, literally just like connecting me to Phoebes, or not connecting me, how do I say, comparing me to Phoebes is so stupid. I don't understand. You guys don't like her because she's not conventionally attractive. If she was conventionally attractive and she was talking to underage people, you wouldn't care. Let's call it for what it is. And I'm not saying it's okay to do, because nobody should be doing it, whether you're attractive or not. But let's be for real. Let's call it for what it really is. You know that is dang well true. And you get mad when someone tells you the truth because you don't like the fact that I'm outspoken. When I speak up about things, you want me to shut up and not say anything. That's what bothers you. That's why you want me to get off the internet. It's not about changing. It's not about being a better person. It's not about doing the right thing. I am a good person. I go to therapy. I'm working on getting me and my mom housing. I filled out the applications. I'm doing everything possibly right. And people are still on here like, you still haven't changed. No, I haven't changed because I haven't got off the internet like you wanted me to. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to work for someone and be a slave. I'm not going to work for little to no money because that's what society tells us to do. To work for no living wage. There's no way that I'm going to work my butt off for a little bit of money because you said I should live your life when you're on here a broke bum who doesn't even have money till the next day, till the next week, for a whole month, trying to tell me what to do when you're on here being a nasty troll on my page, being negative day in, and day out trying to tell me how to live my life when you don't even have a life you're living. You're not even doing anything. What did you do with your life? Come on here and try to judge me and tell me how I'm supposed to live my life, how I'm supposed to be, because you feel entitled? Why does what I do bother you so much? You shouldn't be bothered by me being online if you had a life. Get one. Get two. Get three. Maybe take on a different identity. Be somebody else for a day. Steal someone's identity. Make it interesting. Jesus Christ. We live in a world where people are too obsessed over everything that I do, watching me, trying to find out where I live, and then saying, oh, she's living under a bridge. Okay, I'm living under a bridge because you said so. Yes, that's why I haven't been live. I'm sleeping outside. I want you to believe that, because why are you so obsessed over someone that you told them to fix their life and change it, and they're doing that, and you're still here like, man, and you complain all the time? Jeez, go get a life. Seriously, it's not that serious. I'm going to therapy. I have my housing set up. What more do you want? I'm not going to go get a 9-to-5 job. Thank you. I'm not getting off the internet. So, internet aside, there should be no issues. Stop complaining because I won't get off the internet. If social media is not a job for me, then it's not a job for anybody. Any social media influencer that makes money is not a job. You can't just say it's not a job for one person and it's a job for someone else. And then when I say something, they're always like, you're jealous because they're making money and you're not. They're making money by being a predator and having CP in their phone and being disgusting human beings and being racist, and you're applauding that and then calling me out for those things, but other people are doing it. Bruh, I can't even. The hypocrisy in people. Supposedly I'm a racist, but how can a black person be racist? Oh, you're not black because we said so. Because this random guy we found, Ronald, is your dad when he's really not your dad. You know, right? Because I know who my dad is and it's not Ronald. And then you're sitting here justifying all these things while actively being hypocrites and saying, well, they're making money. Yes, they are making money. They can say the N-word and get away with it and make money. God forbid I say that. And all of a sudden it's like, you're not black. Why are you saying that even though I am black? And I don't have to justify being black because that's not the issue. Who cares if people think I'm black? My God. God help the souls. I missed half of the song because I'ma be there. I love the song anyways. Like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? Grow a pair. Get a backbone. Do something. You literally sit here and complain about something every single day. Watch. And I already knew it was coming. I said I went to the Michael Jackson movie. Why are you spending money instead of going to bury your brother? Like, someone literally in the comment section said, you no care for ashes. I'm like, you don't need to put words into my mouth, okay? Maybe you should worry about your mom before she becomes ashes and ashes, dust to dust, okay? Worry about your family, don't worry about mine. Your mom's about to become ashes, and you're worried about my unalived sibling trying to put words into my mouth. Where does it look like I don't care? Obviously, I'm speaking with a therapist. A therapist. Does that mean that I'm over anything? No, because if I was over the death of my brother, I wouldn't have to speak to a therapist. I'm not okay. What kind of a stupid question was it for someone to ask, how did it feel seeing your sibling die in front of you? I don't know. You tell me, since you think you know what it's like. You don't know what it's like. Why ask me a stupid question like that? I told you what it was like. You don't know what it's like. I'm trying so hard to be a better person. and nobody cares. You know, I'm trying not to get upset because I go to therapy to work on these things. But I just get set back. I know what it was like to see him die. What makes you think that I'm okay when I'm not some days? I went to go see the movie and I got upset because my brother would have took us to see it. You know, nobody knows what it's like to have pressures of being perfect and not messing up and not doing anything wrong and not having a place to live because I do everything I'm supposed to do, and yet it's not good enough. It's not good enough for anybody, and it should be good enough for me. And then I get down on myself. I have to overwork myself because I'm like, you know, maybe I should do more in the gym till I'm passing out because I don't see any results. It's like words hurt people, and people do not get that because all they think of is themselves. All they care about is themselves. And no matter what I do, it's not good enough. There's always something every single day, and I'm in my head about it, and I go to therapy to work on these things, and then there's just one day I get a setback. And I'm like, well, should I bring this up? Because then it's like I undid everything I was working towards in therapy. I unraveled it all. And now here I am undoing the work that I just did. I was okay. I was fine. My mental health was great. My anxiety was down. And here I am freaking out having anxiety because something happened. And it's always something. And people sit here and try to lie to your face and tell you, oh, you know, we want you to do good, we want you to be better, but then constantly having to watch my back because someone's trying to find out where I live, someone's trying to share information, someone's trying to do all of these things and think it's okay. And then what bothers me is that people could do these things to get away. It's not the fact that I'm not good enough for people. It's the fact that people could be racist and no one says anything. Oh, well, we don't really care because we don't know who they are and we just don't like you. Okay, fine. If you want to allow racism, that's on you. That's why people get treated the way they get treated. That's why racism still exists, because nobody calls it out. I am just like so beyond all my emotions, because it's just like when I see a comment, it just, oh, well, she seems fine. She made a lip sync video, so she must be okay with what happened to her brother. Why do I have to be depressed and crying all the time? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. You want me to be depressed, emotional, crying all the time, upset, sad, just to prove to you that I'm not okay. That's not how it works. I'm not going to therapy to be depressed all the time. I'm not going to therapy to be upset. I'm not going to therapy to respond to people in a negative manner. Like, I almost responded to someone negatively today because they're a constant negative person, troll, that's been messaging me, saying stuff, and I said, you know what, no, I'm just going to let them see that I've seen their DM, and I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just not going to respond that way, and I'm working on that, and it's hard because I want to say something evil. I want to say something mean to somebody because they said it to me. But I gotta learn how to control myself and not do that. But sometimes I just want to. I just want to. No, because then if I say it, then it's not good. Responding that way only gets a negative response back from multiple people. They're going to share that DM everywhere. Then everyone's going to say, well, why did you say that to them? And be Captain Save-A-Ho to a troll and defend the troll for literally saying something nasty to me. Just like how it's okay for a large content creator to tell me to harm myself and she's still allowed to have a platform. But if I did it, God forbid, oh, wait a minute. People said that I did, you know, right? Because I said something to someone that said it to me first. And then all of a sudden, You can't tell people that, but a large content creator could tell me that, and oh, it's A-okay because they don't like me. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. My nose is itchy. You know who I'm talking about, Karina. My phone is getting hot, that's why. I need to act my age because I'm defending myself? No, you need to act your age. What does age have anything to do with what I'm talking about? When I speak up about something, 32 has nothing to do with calling out hypocritical people. Hello? Use your common sense. My phone is overheating. Jesus Christ. Now I gotta get off and go soon. Where did I think that was that song by the Rolling Stones or whatever? Mick Jagger, was it Start It Up? Never stop. That's what it sounds like. I'm not a predator. Believe what you want to believe. Who cares what Karina is not? She did tell someone to unalive themselves, so that's not okay. I don't care what you're trying to justify one over the other. I'm not a predator. And you can't say she's not a predator yet. You don't know anything about someone. Do you know her in real life? Have you met her? Have you seen her phone? Have you seen her computer? No. And I'm not saying she's a predator. We don't know someone in real life. So to literally say she's not, you don't know her. So why are you defending someone you don't know? That is weird. You need to separate your parasocial relationships from people. I'm not going to sit here and say someone's not. Of course, there is no evidence out there. I'm not accusing her. What I'm saying is if I defend somebody that hard and then stuff comes out about them, like we didn't even know about the David stuff. The CP stuff that was in his phone, literally, we didn't know. It is just now coming out. Somebody who's telling somebody to harm themselves literally has done horrible things. You can't tell me that you're sitting here telling someone to do that to themselves and then go to sleep. Like it's okay. Because you got a whole support of people telling you that's okay to do. And then it leads me to believe that she's done a lot of stuff. She attacked me because of something I said about her GoFundMe. When she said something about my GoFundMe. She doesn't even know me, but she assumed I scammed people. Which is why I said, well, maybe you probably scammed people with your GoFundMe. It's projection. When you're accusing someone of doing something they didn't do, you probably did it. And if you get mad at me and say, well, she said this about my GoFundMe and my cat, which I never said anything about that. I said, maybe your cat wasn't really going through that. Maybe you used your cat to get money. And if you got mad at me to defend yourself against that, then it was true. Because you would have just let it go. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. And you didn't let it fly. You brought it up. You addressed it because it was true. That's all I can assume, because you wouldn't have to say it wasn't true if it was. And the reason why I defend myself, and I said it, because I always feel I have to defend myself. That's a me thing. So yes, that's why I do it. And yes, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. I've done that. I've done that for too long. I've tried the not talking, not addressing things, and then sometimes it eats me up because people continue to, you know, like a mosquito, nitpick so much that I get so angry, like, you know what, I explode, and then I have to defend myself, and then I have to do it again, even though I know I don't have to address it. It's like my friend told me, why do you always address everything? I don't know, I just have to, because not being quiet hasn't worked for me. I was quiet. I was quiet for too long. And then when you're quiet for too long and you just let people say things and then people run with it and then you let them lie on you, sometimes you just have to have enough to say, I need to defend myself. I need to stand up for myself, because I never stood up for myself. In school, when I was bullied, I let people bully me. I went home and cried. I didn't stick up for myself. I didn't say, leave me alone. I didn't say, hey, stop, don't call me that. I never said anything. I literally let people bully me. I was never the one that stuck up for myself, and now that I'm doing it, it's an issue. And like I always tell people, if it doesn't apply, let it fly, and I should follow that suit. But for me, I've been quiet for too long to let people say whatever they want, and I just let them. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of being quiet for too long. I'm tired of being tired. Believe what you want to believe. I'm not here to defend you. I mean, I'm not here to, like, I don't care. People aren't always going to like me, and I really don't care. You don't like me, you don't like me. Okay, block me. Why are you still here? Why are you still in the comment sections commenting stuff? If you really believe that I have that stuff in my phone, if you really believe I am that person, then why are you following me? Make that make sense. If you know that's true in your heart, then why are you here? Block me. It's not that hard. My nose is super itchy, and you know, but yeah. Anyways, you know, I got stuff I gotta do. I gotta go. You know, I'm just like so frustrated. Sometimes you get to a point where you say enough is enough. Like, I'm tired of being quiet. I'm tired of letting people say things and then just having to be like, oh, you know, it's best if you stay quiet. And then I'm quiet, and then here we go. You know, and they're like, oh, she doesn't say anything, so it must be true. And then, yes, I don't have to feed into it, but sometimes I do. Because it's just frustrating. When are you going to say I had enough? When are you going to let things go on too long in your life? And when it gets to be too much, then you finally say enough? No. Address it right then and there so it doesn't get to be so much. So you're not carrying this giant bag on your back. And you're not carrying all these responsibilities, other people's responsibilities, or that you're not carrying something and you're like, hey, it's too much. And then when it starts weighing you down, then you want to say something when it gets too much. No, say it before it gets to be too much, because then you're going to be like, oh, well, I should have addressed this. I should have said this, and now I didn't say anything. You know what I mean? Jesus. You are responsible for yourself and how you feel, not anybody else's. And I don't care how anybody else feels about me. I just don't care anymore, and I have to stop caring. And sometimes I do respond and say something to someone, and I gotta stop. Just block them, move on, move forward with my life. You're not paying my bills. You're not providing for me. And I'm talking about the trolls. The supporters, of course, I appreciate you guys. But those of you, you're not doing anything for me, so just block you and move on. You make a new account, just block you and move on. You make 1,000 accounts, block you and move on. That proves that you don't have a life if you can make 100+ accounts a day. There must be something wrong with you if you can sit there and make accounts after accounts after accounts. Something's not right. Anyways, like I said, you know, I missed my song, Fleetwood Mac. And I have this album. Someone's like, something about leave Fleetwood Mac alone. Like, I literally have this record in storage. Anyways, I gotta go. Have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys. Well, I won't see you later because I won't go live later. But yeah, I gotta get off because I got things I gotta do. But have a good day or night where you guys are. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. I just want to reiterate, I love the Michael Jackson movie. Michael, yeah, that was a good movie. Anyways, have a good day or night where you guys are. We'll see you guys later. Okay, guys. Bye, guys. The song is Love Will Find a Way, Pablo Cruz. Bye, guys.